Hey YouTube, it's Grace, and welcome to episode 27 of my series where I take every single painting from Minecraft and make them in real life, and this week I decided to do the fighters painting. I have made this one a couple different times before, but I think it's really interesting because each time it's turned out a little bit different, and as always, don't forget, over on my Etsy I have tutorials you can download for every single one of the paintings I've made in this series so far. So if you would like to try making one of these paintings for yourself, but the video isn't quite enough for you and you need something a little bit more structured and detailed or in-depth, then check those out. I will have my Etsy linked in the description. And just a disclaimer, I am not associated or approved by Mojang in any way, shape, or form. This is just a tutorial for how I make the paintings and showing you the tools and supplies that I use and the steps that I take. So yeah. But anyways, let's get into this video. Today I'm doing the fighters painting on a 12 by 24 inch canvas, which is honestly a little bit too small for what I need, but I'm gonna try. Most of the 2x1 paintings are only 16 by 32 pixels, but this one is 32 by 64 pixels, so I can make it, but the pixels are gonna be really tiny. The 12 inches divided by 32 and 24 inches divided by 64, and we get 0.375. So that's how many inches each pixel is gonna be. And now for the time-consuming part of connecting all of these lines with a ruler. Okay, this took about as long as I anticipated, which was very long, but it's done. So now that I have the grid done, I'm gonna add a thin layer of white paint just to seal in the pencil and keep it from smearing and turning the paint gray. Here's how it looks right after applying the primer or white paint. You can see the border, like, kind of, but once it dries, you'll be able to see it a lot better. For the border, I'll be using this medium dark brown color. Now that this is done, I just have to wait for it to dry, and then I can start on the design. Now that the border is dry, I'm gonna start filling in the main design, starting with the black. Next, I'm going to be doing a few different shades of green. So excluding the super dark green, there's like 3 base colors from like a yellowy green, a medium green, and a darker green. Alright, so I did those 3, and then I also did a super light and the super dark green, so this is how it's looking so far. This is how the reference looks, and this is another progress check. I decided, since it's called the fighters painting, that I should probably, start painting the fighters. So I did a light blue and a dark blue, which also kind of corresponds with the colors of the sky, and then I started with white. But I think I'm gonna come back tomorrow because I feel like I need a break. Next, I'm gonna work on the middle part of this painting, so starting with the gray and then working into like a warm brownish orange and then up into like a warm yellow. First color I mixed was this, and I just used a combination of these two. I know this is super simple, but I just want you to think of the first coat of paint as a very rough draft. I'm going to blend these so much and add so many details after I get everything mapped out. Next, I'm working on the skin tones, so I mixed this color here, and I'm filling it in on both of the fighter guys. Now that this is all mapped out, I'm working on the last section of the painting, which is the top left. You can see that I'm doing like the orange and coralish colors, and then I just have some light beiges to fill in, some light browns, and like almost white. And then here we have like a light purple. And here's my stopping point for now. I finished the first coat, which again is very much a rough draft, but once the second coat is done, I will be blending everything out and adding details, and it'll look a lot more like this. Okay, I just took a break and went to class, but now I'm back and it's dry, so I'm going to work on the second coat. So as you can see, the paint isn't totally opaque, so the point of the second coat is kind of just to make everything thicker, less see-through, and clean up the lines a bit. Maybe adjust the colors a little bit, but that's mostly for the next step. And here we go. Second coat is done. I made sure to do the border last just so that I could keep the line as clean as possible. And now I have it sitting on some little containers so it doesn't dry to the paper towel. But as you can see, the lines are a lot cleaner. The paint is more opaque and it just looks a lot better. So once this is totally dry, I'm gonna work on the third coat for probably the shade of green because it still looks a little transparent. And then I'm gonna add a bunch of details and blend everything together to make it look more like this. Alright, it's the next day. I just did the third coat on this light green color, so I think everything is like looking pretty good now. So I'm going to work on the details, starting with the grass colors here. I'm going to blend them together in even parts to make a transition color and then use that to just pixelate everything out. Alright, so I did the blending in the grass here, and then a bit here, and then also some in the sky here, so you can have kind of like a rough idea of what this is going to look like. Obviously, I'm going to do it much more than this, but you can kind of see how those transition colors work. Alright, here's another progress check. I apologize because I have not been the greatest at filming recently, but I added a whole bunch more blending and transition colors in this area. I think I need to add some more oranges, but overall I think it's looking a lot better. This area here is what I'm probably going to work on next. Just doing the same kind of method of taking colors and blending them 50-50 to get a transition. And here's how the painting looks pretty much done. I might add a couple more details, but I don't think I'm gonna film them. As you can see, I added a lot more detailing colors in this area with some light gray and then like an orangish brown. Here you can kind of see, it looks better in person, but I had like a greenish yellow. It's just hard to see on camera. Added some more color variation within the grass here and then blended this part a little bit. And here it is the next day, completely done, completely dry, and in some better lighting. I think it turned out pretty cool. Again, I think it's really interesting that even though I've made this multiple times, it turns out a little bit different each time. Here's a close-up where you can see all of the details and the blending colors that I added. There are quite a lot of them on this painting. And here it is from further away, so you can kind of get the big picture idea better. If you are interested in seeing a better quality picture of this painting I just made, or you want to see any of the other art that I've made, then check out my Instagram, my TikTok, all that stuff. I have tons of pictures and videos on there, and I have everything linked in the description. Also, I just want to say I'm filming these videos very much in advance. Like, it's December 7th right now, and you probably won't be seeing this until mid to late January, but I just hit like 30,000 subscribers on here, and that's really awesome, so thank you so much. It means a lot. But anyways, I think that concludes this video, so thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will hopefully see you in my next one.